with Leo Murphy. And now Aura, they are going to round up their drafts. Will this Cho go to the side lane or will it go to the hands of Kabuki? Will they pick up a... What is left?
The Beatrix is still up, actually.
The Beatrix is still up, but I feel like Cho doesn't really work in the XP lane as well as the gold lane, you know?
Well, R7 does it quite a bit, but
R7,
we'll have to
right?
see. But for Alter Ego, I think the Ruby pick is just so good. It just denies, or at least deters a lot of dive potential from Aura. And the Phobius, if the initial burst from Aura isn't enough, Phobius will go out of control and target all the squishier members. And there's a very healthy amount of dashes on Aura Fire, including the Beatrix right now.
I'm worried for Aura Fire now, honestly, in a sense, because man, this Phobius is going to be huge into the backlines of the side of Aura Fire, especially that they do have quite an amount of dashes in their composition.
Yeah. Both of these drafts are actually really solid. I might have to say this is a great draft from both of the teams, and it's going to come down to the execution. That's my personal opinion. What about you, Arashi?
I agree. And if both teams execute really well, Aura will definitely have the tempo in the early game. But if Alter Ego can stall the game long enough and take it to a 5v5 situation, they have a lot more wombo combo potential.
Well, Eterna, your opinions on the draft?
I'm going to say Aura Fire. I think if they can pick it up in the early stage of the game, if they can snowball and they can focus on the objectives with their composition, they have a really good chance of taking it in the mid and towards the late game.
Well, we'll have to see here. It is a very unique draft from both of these sides. But ladies and gentlemen, the first match of the final week here in MPLID Season 9. We're jumping into the land of Dawn as both of these teams will battle it out for their own individual goals. The playoffs for Aura and Alter Ego. Now, the upper brackets from Aura and Alter Ego for the playoffs.
I don't remember the last time we saw Godiva play the Kutita, and honestly, I'm just super stoked to see what he can do on this. It's been quite a long time since Godiva was given a playmaking hero, and I want to see if it has the same impact on his team like it used to, or will it have actually been like a little bit... Will it have... Oh my god, guys, I can't talk right now. I'm just too stunned.
All right, it might just fall off a little bit, but Leo Murphy and Sally Boy trying to make a play for the Little Wanderer. They do not get it. Aura is able to pick that up. This is the early game presence we've been talking about, and Aura is making full use of it. You can see Leo Murphy and Sally Boy constantly get pressured away from these objectives.
You're right, you're right. It seems like Godiva now is looking for a play onto Sally Boy here.
Did he steal it?
He actually stole it.
He did it, yeah.
Wow.
He got it. And this is not a good start from Selly Boy, man. Hai didn't even use the Retribution to secure the little Wanderer. And now he's going to get bullied in the jungle. No way! Okay, Selly Boy uses the Retribution to secure it right now. He jumps in with the Finch 4. He's onto Godiva. It is going to be first blood here for the side of Alter Ego, giving over the kill on to Selly Boy. But they've lost a lot of tempo in the early stage of the game.
Yeah, he bought a lot of time as well, even though he did have to go down. So many waste of rotations from the side of Alter Ego Esports, and we'll see what Aura Fire can do with that.
Yep, Hai is definitely getting more success in the farming department, but Alter Ego is trying their best to match that. It is the Ling with the Demon Slayer, the Lettuce emblem, so they do have a bit more options to work with. But for now, they are forced to play reactively, making sure that Aura Fire does not take the game in the early game and control it from there.
The early game is very important here for the side of Aura Fire. They need to get a snowball going, and right now, it's Alter Ego getting the better early stage. Pi zoning Cho away in that top side. Selly Boy gets the purple buff here, and both teams will look to contest. Hai already with a shield unity now as Leo Murphy jumps in for the stun onto Godiva. Hai is going to connect that shield unity onto the side of Selly Boy, but Fluffy gets the G Kundo, is going to get stunned up, and that is the damage from both of these teams as Pi still survives. Selly Boy gets the kill on the backside right now. Is this a 1-for-1 trade? Fluffy for Pi, both of the XP laners taken down, but Aura, they're much more healthy here in terms of their HP bars, and they will have more pressure onto that turtle.
The sustainability that the Angela pick gives them is just so annoying. And right there, you can see the amount of CC on Aura Fire just means that Udil really can't be that proactive in these fights. With that advantage, they will take over the turtle pit right now, but they haven't been able to secure it just yet. So both these teams will be trying to find situations, advantages in the lane to try and secure these mutual objectives now.
In a way, I'm quite surprised that Aura Fire aren't pushing too much on objectives just yet, because that's usually what they go for, right? They like to set up for these, but I don't know why. Is it because that Aura Fire, they're not as what do you call it, like as aggressive onto the objectives, or is Alter Ego Esports like really deterring them from their plan?
Well, right now, the fact that Daiwa is in the lane, that is a very, very strong laner, right? We've been talking about this hero for quite a bit. The fact that he is the stronger lane on the turtle side allows Alter Ego to have a bit more leverage, but now Leo Murphy is alone against 4 people. Aura will try and get this right now.
Boy has no purple buff. He's going to try to look for the steal, though. He goes in for Tempest Ablaze, and there you go. That's the vegan emblem coming in with the Tempest Ablaze as well to deal damage onto Godiva, forcing him to use the rough waves. The real-world manipulation perfectly timed from Udil to get his team out of there. That was a clean play. They grabbed the turtle and they backed up, but now with no retribution, Boy still manages to get the purple buff as Leo Murphy opens the map up for his escape. Alter Ego doing wonders here in the early game.
Huge play by Alter Ego Esports as they're also...
All kinds of numbers as we jump back into the land of Dawn. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been resumed here. As Boy has not a lead on to High, actually. Still High having the same level as him. Kabuki, though, he gets a gold buff.
The backshot pick not having a level advantage is not the result that Aura Fire is looking for sure. And right now, even with the best efforts of Godiva and Hai, they're really unable to secure any real highly valuable pickoff from Alter Ego Esports. As Pi right now, with the objective being farther away, he has a lot more freedom to try and make aggressive plays. I think this is where the lane will be made or broken, right? When the objective is far away, and the teams might have other things in mind than helping the EXP laner.
I'm quite worried for Nino there in the bottom side. We can see that Godiva is really putting a lot of emphasis onto the gold lane. He wants Kabuki to be able to carry and deal out the damage and therefore not get bullied in the earlier stages of the game. And it's really interesting to see the rotations as well as, oh my god, here we go.
Oh man. Godiva was setting up for that play for a long time, and he finally gets it here. Fluffy fails the Jikundo over the wall, and now is forced to back away with Udil dishing out that damage. High jumping with the shield unity onto Udil now, with the hard guard being popped. He is unkillable, but Leo Murphy can take him back. There you go. I'm offended, connecting Boy going in for the purple buff. He doesn't get it, as High was the one to take that with the retribution, I believe. But now it is going to be the stun coming onto Facehugger. That's the way the dragon connected onto the tank, as Godiva tries to deal damage onto Boy. Leo Murphy's trying to do the same in the back lines, but he is going to get taken very, very low. Both teams backing up, but Kabuki goes in for the attacks. He doesn't get it. Pi flickers out and gets taken down by Nibiru's passion. That was a super long fight, but Aura come out on top.
Yeah, Aura is able to get a point off the board and nearly another one, but luckily it was with her I'm Offended and that CC.
Well, we'll just have to see. We go back into the game right now as Aura Fire will be trying to get control in that turtle pit as well. Nino is available, but he is not tanky just yet. He needs to wait for that late game to be the annoying, tanky, yet high damage character that Phoveus could be. Aura Fire will secure that turtle, and now they go and try and set traps for Alter Ego Esports.
So far, it is a 1-and-1 turtle. So 1 for Alter Ego Esports and 1 for Aura Fire. But Aura Fire has an edge in that they were able to get that tower in that bottom side. And they are with a gold lead here now, Arashi.
And with that gold lead, they are able to actually Godiva with a Clock of Destiny already starting to scale. And what's more important is that Facehugger has the fleeting time, so the aggressive plays will be coming in more and more often.
Well, Fluffy is going to go in for the Jikundo on towards Leo Murphy. Doesn't really go for the overcommitment onto Boy with the way the dragon, but it's going to be the real world inflation. Now pop Godiva goes in for a re-engage with the rough waves as High also joins in with the shield unity with a hard guard also in place. Boy's going to get caught out, but he's still going to be able to dash away with a Defiant Sword and no casualties in that team fight. Both teams just backing up.
Both teams are forced to back up here, and you see that Nino has picked up the Ice Queen's wand. So starting early with that slow, and he will be able to actually chase people down very, very easily. He almost steals the gold buff away from High, but that's just so close.
So close indeed.
Yeah, it is quite close here. Now Aura Fire, they were leading with a 2,000 gold lead, is actually going a bit down here. So very interesting. There is a lot of emphasis here in the bottom side. We'll see what happens here.
Oh, Fluffy goes in for Flicker, but Pi! Oh my god, amazing Flicker from him as well to get out of that way, the dragon. Meanwhile, Godiva, he's looking for pickoff onto Leo Murphy, but he has the Athena built. No damage. He just tickles Leo Murphy there, but Udil needs to be careful. That's a snipe coming in, missing. Udil still positioning really well. Fluffy goes over to Jikundo, connecting onto Nino. High might just look for an engage here as he jumps in with the shield. And Leo Murphy gets taken down really, really low. He gets taken down entirely here, but it's traded.
Ooh.
That is to the back lines. Nino jumping with the Demonic Force once again with a flame shot, but boom, bang, bada bing. Now you see him, now you don't. Kabuki with the Wesker just deals so much damage.
Wow, it was huge. I mean, I thought that the real world manipulation was really put on time. No one was able to get it. Oh, a miss there by Kabuki. But I didn't see as much of an impact from the real world manipulation that I would have wanted to see from this side of Alter Ego Esports. And then Aura Fire was just able to take 2 members traded by 1. Aura Fire once again leading in that team fight.
I think Nino was gonna go all in there, but he was caught off guard by the Petrify, man. You just saw him stop under the turret, and at that point, if he wants to get out, it's a bit too late, so he just commits to it, and now Aura Fire goes for more aggressive plays.
Whoa, Hai actually used the retribution here. So he's going to be able to jump onto Godiva. No rough waves available. He dashes in and gets it with the Tempest Blaze now pop. He gets away from Fluffy as well. He goes in for more damage. The Demonic Force is there to secure the kill. Boy takes a double kill here as Nino tries to help him out. That's the Mitch boys connecting. Kabuki is going to get chain CC'd, and you are going out here. That's the kill from Nino. 3-4-0 trade for Alter Ego.
Man, Alter Ego Esports, they're looking really fierce against Aura Fire. And look at that gold just slide down. More shifting into the hands of Alter Ego Esports. And the thing is, I haven't seen any like crazy plays coming in from Godiva. It seems like time and time again, he's been using his ultimate to even just get away from the fight instead of looking for a pick or looking for a play onto Alter Ego Esports.
Early on, we did see him attempt a solo kill onto Udil, but at this point, it's just a bit too difficult with the follow-up, but he's again forced to use his full combo onto Leo Murphy, which is not the ideal target for the damage from a Kadira. So Aura Fire right now needs to try and find a proper win condition, because Alter Ego seems to understand that if Kabuki gets taken out, that is a huge amount of damage missing from the side of Aura Fire, and Nino on the Phobius can actually wreak havoc and get, as you can see, a 3-4-0 trade.
Well, if he has Flicker, Udil needs to be careful. That's the turret taken down by Renner. And Kabuki picks up a turret there. It's very, very interesting to see both of these teams slowing down their tempo here, while Alter Ego already have the Lord. Aura Fire doesn't really want to look for any fights that are unnecessary.
Right, the macro game coming in from Alter Ego is so clean right now, right? They're using the Lord in the top side to actually essentially split push for them, and they're sending 2 members down to try and take out Fluffy and perhaps get a bit of a pick-off, a bit of a surprise play.
Well, it's time for everyone at home to get your cash back when you go and buy diamonds. Ladies and gentlemen, use the promo code right there, Weekend Game -APR, because Fluffy, he's going to get ganked here by Silly Boy and Pi, but the Flicker and the Hard Guard comes in clutch to save his life. Alter Ego still with the lead in the 11th minute. Kabuki is just doing wonders with the Renner, clearing the waves to defend this mid lane turret, but for how long can he do this, man? Silly Boy is just jumping into that back line, taking a chunk of Godiva's HP, and that is the tier 1 turret in the mid lane going down. Alter Ego, they've secured a lead in objectives and a 1k gold lead.
Ooh. And now they go for the purple buff, right? But Alter Ego, you will go aggressively onto this fight.
Uh-oh, Godiva jumps into the backside right now. The real world Vision is going to be able to connect onto 3 members there, but it is a 1-for-0. Nino jumps in onto 4. He pops the Demonic Force one more time, but Facehugger will be able to survive with the damage coming in from the side of Aura Fire to knock him out. A 2-for-0 trade from Aura. And Pi, he was so low as well.
Aura Fire, they're relying heavily onto the initiation coming in from Godiva, and every time that does come through, it does seem like Aura Fire are able to win this team fights. As we're also going to take a look at the items so far, but before that, it seems like Selly Boy
He's gone.
Caught out.
He gets caught out. That's a shutdown picked up by Aura Fire right now, and they gain the momentum back. Kabuki gets a Demon Hunter Sword as well. So the beefier members like Nino or Leo Murphy will finally start to feel the sting from that Beatrix. Right now, as you can see, if they don't actually lose out in the initial engage, they have a lot of potential. We talked about how Godiva will loses a bit of steam whenever he is not snowballing. And now, with that earlier play, this might be the tempo change that Aura Fire needs to take control of the game.
Absolutely, they pick up a turret in that top side. The lead that Alter Ego were able to get has now just been completely turned back on for Aura Fire here. But Pi will be able to get enough pressure in that bottom side to pick up a tier 2. So they're still staying in the lead in terms of objectives, but 500 gold lead for Aura. Very close game as Fluffy looks for an engage here. Won't really overcommit to that. No members to help him follow up with that play.
As long as Kabuki gets controlled, we saw that fights will go the way of Alter Ego. Right there when he's left alone and he can fully channel his ultimate, dealing insane amounts of damage, that is where Alter Ego does not get the win. So if they can actually go for a really good fight in the tight spaces of the jungle, they can actually get a huge advantage as long as the combo lands onto the right members.
What I find interesting is that if we take a look at the player's gold there, it doesn't seem like Selly Boy is on top. It actually is High as well as Kabuki there in the top two, whereas Selly Boy, he's in the third place, but he's using the Demon Slayer emblem, so that's quite interesting. As maybe perhaps that High is a more, I don't know, consistent pather in terms of jungle.
Yeah, he is the more efficient jungler in terms of the pathing and the clearing, but now it's going to be Nino targeted here. Fluffy goes in for the back line. He gets Udil, but he doesn't really overcommit onto that right now, as Imofenda is going to be able to connect onto two members right there. It is going to stun them up. Nino goes in for the Demonic Force on the backside now. Kabuki caught in the bad situation, pops up into nature, but he's going to get taken down. He flickers down, and then Biru's passion will find one. Aura Fire, they've been able to find one. High now, caught in the midst of it all, going in for 1v4 play, but there's no follow-up, there's no damage. Godiva gets out with Oddity, and Alter Ego pick up a favorable trade, 2-for-1.
There was an insane moment there because Kabuki, knowing that Nino was on the way, flickers out and instantly channels that ultimate. That was a huge part of the fight, making it quite close, but eventually, again, if Alter Ego can make sure that Kabuki doesn't have space to play around, as you can see earlier, Nino as well as Leo Murphy was just intent on picking him out. You take a look at the replay by the Samsung Galaxy A335G, and Kabuki, with that play, was almost able to turn it around, but not just yet. And Aura being forced to return will mean that High is just ganged up on by 4 people.
The thing is, the damage only comes from Kabuki. Aura Fire, look at their damage. It's a full burst composition aside from Kabuki. So when Kabuki falls, you can't go for these long team fights.
So I think how these fights will play out, it will be whether or not Aura Fire can jump onto Udil, or whether or not Alter Ego can jump onto Kabuki. I think that those two members are the main damage dealers, and if they can get that, I think it will go better for both teams. But for Alter Ego, the issue for Aura Fire is that Udil isn't the main damage dealer. He does have an NOD and an Ice Queens and a Brute Force Breastplate, so he's playing full utility, whereas the real damage is coming from Nino.
Oh my god, that Purify almost took him down. Oof. It seems like for both of these teams, they're still playing it really, really passively here. Enhanced Lord in that top side. And Rashi, I think Aura Fire might just be able to get this, but they have to be really careful because Alter Ego are micromanaging the waves in the bottom side and that top side really, really well.
I mean, early on, the person split pushing was Pi, and now it is going to be Selly Boy. They do have the mobility advantage because Ling, as we all know, is just so annoying right now. And once it scales towards the late game, he can probably 1v1 High on that box share as well. So Alter Ego is doing very well in the macro game department. And if Aura Fire isn't careful, there is more than enough damage available on the side of Alter Ego without Selly Boy to pick someone off.
If it gets dragged into the late game, Aura Fire has Beatrix. Who does Alter Ego Esports have?
Well, they have the Eve, I guess, and they have a lot of tanky members. Pi, use his ultimate. That was 2 ultimates burnt out for nothing here, as High will be able to push out that bottom side. Alter Ego are going to lose a turret if they are not careful.
Selly Boy goes for the rotate right now, but High, with the Twilight Armor, will start doing a lot more damage. Alter Ego needs to recognize this and probably split up a bit more, right? Because if they can actually space out properly, Aura Fire does not have the chance for Kabuki to make that huge AoE combo play.
Yeah, but it does seem there is emphasis here onto the Lord. They just keep, I guess, restarting the Lord time and time again, but Selly Boy in a 1v1 situation with High will actually force to get out, but wait.
Oh my god, Godiva's on the chase. Okay, Selly Boy is still able to get out there. Last time we saw that happen, it was Wrecked winning out the 1v1, dealing so much damage on the Hilda. I thought we were going to see it again here, but on a Bakshia, but no. Selly Boy still manages to get out, and both teams are still fighting for pressure for the Lord.
It's just so difficult right now. If they go to a siege situation, Alter Ego does have the advantage with the Eve, but Nino with the Divine Glaive right now is going to start doing even more damage. If you thought earlier he was doing a lot of damage, he's going to do even more right now.
Wait, Leo Murphy needs to be careful here. He's taking a lot of damage, and that is the snipe from Kabuki. The Renner shot doesn't actually deal that much here. Only half of Leo Murphy's HP taken down as Aura Fire put their focus on to the Lord. Selly Boy, meanwhile, in the bottom side is just clearing it out. Alter Ego, they need to reset this and get a turret in the bottom side. Fluffy goes over the way of the Dragon, but it's only onto Udil. He zones him out of the fight right now, as that's Leo Murphy going for the concealed play. Not really getting anything. Selly Boy has made his way back here. He goes on to the Lord. It's going to be a Retribution battle. Temple of the Blade's going to be caught, but dang! There you go! It's High picking up the Retribution. Nino goes in for the Demonic Force, but he's going to get bursted down. Fluffy, my goodness, that selection in that team fight was wonderful. Udil was zoned completely away, and now he's forced to back up. That is a 1-for-0 trade trade and the Lord for Aura.
Wow, that is just huge for the side of Aurafire, and it seems like they're still going here, Mirko.
Yeah, they are. Real world manipulation pop here. Fluffy goes in backside. It's going to be Leo Murphy dashing in, but the Jikundo connects onto Udil. Fluffy doesn't get out. He's going to get taken down, but that is a 1-for-1 again in this fight. Snipes doesn't really have the damage to take Pi down. But man, this is such a prolonged fight. Godiva once again goes in for rough waves, but the Purify is there for Udil. He goes in for real world manipulation. He turns the tables and Alter Ego. Even after losing a fight, they're still able to pick up the scraps.
It's insane because while this was happening, Alter Ego Esports, they're playing to what they're used to. They're actually going for the split pushes, and they're actually managed to get a tower in that bottom side from the side of Aurafire. So even though Aurafire seemed to be leading, it seemed like they had the control all over the map in terms of objectives. It is actually Aurafire with the first inhibitor tower to fall.
That is just great macro play and great awareness by Boy, abusing essentially the mobility. We look now at the items for both teams, and for the most part, everyone is almost at a full inventory slot. So everyone will have to make sure that the execution in these fights are, seamless, because right now any kind of mistake will mean the end of the game. It is at the 20-minute mark of the game. It is very late game by all means, and Godiva already has a Divine Glaive and a Holy Crystal. So with that extra bit of damage, he tries to go for that solo kill onto Udil, but with the Purify, man, that's exactly what you have to know to try and make those aggressive plays. If he has a Purify, he is not a valid target for Godiva to go for.
Well, Fluffy is here. He goes in for Way the Dragon. Instantly cancelled, though, by Leo Murphy, as Aurafire are just not looking to go for a team fight in this current state. High actually goes in for the shield unity onto Leo Murphy. That's a hard guard pop as well. Boy, what are you doing? Jump onto 3! And he gets punished for it. Leo Murphy now is going to be in Aura's sights as they look for the push. But Godiva is going for the flanks. Conceal goes in with Oddity, but he doesn't get anyone. The Demonic Force will pick him up, and it's a 1-for-1. Even with Boy's blunder, Alter Ego, they find a slight mistake from Godiva and punish him.
50 seconds on the death timer right now for both these teams. That is so dangerous. Boy, he needs to actually make sure that he does not get caught mid-rotation, because Aurafire, they are very familiar with how this is going to play out, right? You push the side lanes, you try and go back to your team. That is where Aurafire will try and find Boy and get the pick off just like that.
What happened? How did Boy get picked off? But now...
Yeah, Fluffy is caught in a bad situation, but he is still going to be able to get out of that one. Alter Ego, they need to stay disciplined here. We are entering 21 minutes in the game. That is going to be very punishing death timers on the board for both teams.
You're right. Now, Aurafire, they need to look for something. They need to be able to contest this in a way because, I don't know, leaving it to Alter Ego Esports, they have the better high ground. So if they want to go in for that siege, I do feel like Alter Ego Esports has a bit of an edge in that way, unless, of course, they are able to cancel the real-world manipulation coming in from Udil. But now, Fluffy is once again opening up the map, but it seems like both teams, they don't want to commit onto anything just yet.
Kai is just so tanky, man. He can do whatever he wants. Look, he's just walking Udil down, dealing so much damage, and he might just be able to lock him down here with Godiva coming in for the follow. Kabuki flickers forward, and he almost gets Udil. The real-world manipulation isn't enough to save him. Kabuki flickers forward, though, and that's an amazing fort for Alter Ego. They keep on going in. Facehuggers going to be the target right now. He deals the damage and also sustains back up, but Boy will be able to slice and dice him. That's the immortality pop and him taken down. Boy with the triple kill in the 22nd minute of the game. Again, very, very punishable death timers here. 50 seconds on the board.
Do they have time to actually end this? One straight push. Let's see what High can do here.
We'll just have to see, man, because right now, the towers are still able to grab out, but Alter Ego can go for the Lord instead.
I'm offended, connecting on the Fluffy High, jumping on the forward, Demonic Force on the back line, but it's not going to be able to connect onto him right now. Immortality, and look, it's a wipe out here. High's going to get taken down. 20 seconds on the death timers. Alter Ego, they need to tank up the turret, they need to tank up the base, because right now, they are hoping for Alter Ego to just end the game. Kabuki, he's not going to be up, and Alter Ego picks up the first game in the series with a one straight push.
Wow, with a one straight push,